Hey guys, who do we got? Hey Anthony, Long John, how are you? I'm bringing up a couple things as always. Got a question a little bit later. See who shows up, and I need to bring up A Course in Miracles. We're going to do A Course in Miracles and breath work. Hey Asha, today is lesson 42. I think I put lesson 42 in the description, right? Hi Kat, good morning. We're going to wait for Anna. We're going to put our shoes on. The plan. We're going to read lesson 42, and then we're going to do breath work, and there's going to be a short little guided meditation. Anthony says, beat your ear, Cat. Cat is always with me. Hey, Anna. That's who we're waiting on. I don't want to start our morning practice without Anna. Shoe number 1. All right, here's a quick question. While we wait for me to put my other shoe on, I get to choose. Would you rather have two people come up and talk about the way of the rose, the radical path of the divine feminine hidden in the rosary? Or would you rather have one person come up and talk about, oops, sorry. Don't even know why I'm apologizing, do you? And talk about a brand new book coming out in May, not yet released, called Mothers of Magic, Summoning the Wisdom of Our Ancestors. She is now, by the way, the rosary is non-denominational, so it's not a Christian practice. It's using the archetype of Mother Mary as the manifestation of the divine feminine. Which one would you rather have? Longden says, Mothers of Magic. More so than the rosaries? Rosary is a wonderful practice, guys. You can do it on just plain old Japper beads. However, whatever you guys want is what I'll do. Let me read the description real quick of Mothers of Magic. When Perdita Finn found herself at a crossroads with her health, she embarked on a search for healing that led her to confront a heritage of misogyny and violence, and to summon the wisdom of her ancestors to unravel the trauma woven into her story and the story of civilization itself. Bringing memoir and cultural history, Finn introduces readers to a pantheon, I just like pronouncing that, of maternal figures, from the loving spirit of St. Anne and the defiant courage of Joan of Arc to the very earth itself, who have long offered refuge, instructions, and love. It's radical and restorative. So both really deal with the divine feminine in nature. So again, you guys let me know. Let me know. I'm pretty good, Anna. I feel a little off this morning. Sometimes we do. Lesson 42. Yes, lesson 42. Lesson 42 begins with, God is my strength, vision is his gift. Long John says, I think I should let the women pick the one. The thing is that man and woman, we all need to return back to the divine feminine. Doesn't mean that a lot of men usually balk at this. I'm not feminine. Why would I do anything? We're not, it's not about sex. It's not about man, woman. It's about the essence of creativity and softness and inspiration found in everyone, balanced out with the intent, the sharp, the um, uh, power that comes with masculine, balancing the two. It's like the Tao. Hey, toy pups. Longa says, lesson 42. Here we go. God is my strength, vision is his gift. The idea for today combines two very powerful thoughts, both of major importance. It also sets forth a cause and effect relationship that explains why you cannot fail in your efforts to achieve the goal of the course. You will see because it is the will of God. It is his strength, not your own, that gives you power. And it is his gift, rather than your own, that offers vision to you. God is indeed your strength, and what he gives is truly given. This means that you can receive it any time and anywhere, wherever you are, and in whatever circumstances you find yourself. Your passage through time and space is not at random. You cannot but be in the right place at the right time. Such is the strength of God. Such are his gifts. We will have 2 to 3 5-minute practice periods today, one as soon as possible after you wake, and another as soon as possible, as close to possible, to the time you go to sleep. It is better, however, to wait until you can sit quietly by yourself at a time when you feel ready. Then it is to be concerned with the time as such. So it is better to wait until you can sit quietly by yourself at a time when you feel ready than it is to be concerned about any time. Begin these practice periods by repeating the idea for today slowly with your eyes open, looking about you, then close your eyes and repeat the idea today even slower than before. After this, try to think of nothing except thoughts that occur to you in relation to the idea for today. You might think, for example, vision must be possible, God gives truly, or God's gifts to me must be mine because he gave them to me. Any thought that is clearly related to the idea for today is suitable. You may, in fact, be astonished at the amount of course-related understanding some of your thoughts contain. Let them come without censoring, unless you find your mind is merely wandering, and you have let obvious irrelevant thoughts intrude. You may also reach a point where no thoughts at all seem to come to mind. If such interferences occur, open your eyes and repeat the thought once more, looking around slowly about. Close your eyes, repeat the idea once more, and then continue to look for related thoughts in your mind. Remember, however, that active searching for relevant thoughts is not appropriate for today's exercise. Try merely to step back and let the thoughts come. If you find this difficult, it is better to spend the practice period alternating between slow repetitions of the idea with eyes open, then with eyes closed, than it is to strain to find suitable ideas. There is no limit on the number of short practice periods that would be beneficial today. The idea for the day is a beginning step in bringing thoughts together and teaching you that you are studying a unified thought system in which nothing is lacking that is needed and nothing is included that is contradictory or irrelevant. The more often you repeat the idea during the day, the more often you will be reminding yourself that the goal of the course is important to you and that you have not forgotten it. God is my strength, vision is my gift. So we're going to do breath work, and then we're going to do a little short meditation. We're going to begin, eyes open, eyes closed, whichever is more comfortable. Make sure that you're sitting comfortable, shoulders relaxed, jaws relaxed, temples relaxed. Feet on the floor. Hands can be in your lap or at your side. We're going to begin with the physiological sigh, breathing through the nose until we're about 80% full capacity. Then we take a sip in, tongue in the roof of the mouth, lips pursed, and we sigh. Long exhalation through the mouth. 3 times. You ready? Breathing in, fill the belly up. Sipping air, sigh. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Breath number 2. Breathe in, fill that belly up. Sip in air, sigh. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Breath number 3. Breathe in, fill the belly. Sip in air, sigh. Eyes closed. Let the breath settle in its own easy rhythm. Breathing through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Gentle breaths. Follow the breath in, follow the breath out. As we follow the breath in, think, God is my strength. As we exhale, vision is his gift. Breathing in, God is my strength. Exhale through the nose, vision is his gift. Just work with that breath. Breathing in, God is my strength. Breathing out, vision is his gift. And as the breath settles into an easy and natural rhythm, let the breath go and just think the thought, God is my strength. Vision is my gift. Whenever necessary, open your eyes, look around, and again think, God is my strength. Vision is my gift. Close your eyes. Let those words echo through the silence, filling your heart, filling your mind, planting a seed that will manifest through the rest of the day. Take a minute for any relevant thought to come to mind. What is it that God's vision grants you? Whatever thought comes to mind. How is God's strength manifested in your life? God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Letting everything settle. As we sit here filled with peace, bring your attention back to the breath. And breathe in through the nose with that little ha breath for a count of 2, 3, 4, and exhale through the nose with that ha breath for 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the nose for 2, 3, 4, and out through the nose for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4. Release the breath. And still with the eyes closed, once more we think, God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Pause and open your eyes and look around wherever you are, grateful for the breath, grateful for this moment we have together, and grateful we think one more time, God is my strength. Vision is his gift. When you're ready, I'll see you in the chat. That was lesson 42, guys. Any questions? Hey, Stick Bug. Sorry you had a rough night's sleep. Hey, happy birthday, Snaz. Hey, Chino. And I said, thank you so much, Yogi. I feel joyful and at peace. Awesome. And it says, lesson 42, God is my strength, vision is his gift. Sepper says, there should be a secret to life, I think, in lesson 42. Interesting. God is my strength, vision is his gift. True seeing only comes from God. Everything else is a perception that is caused by our projection of the ego. If you do not like the term God, I don't blame you. Come on, guys, I went to Catholic school. Just replace it. Universe. Divine inspiration. Grand intelligence. The Tao. Buddha mind. Krishna consciousness. Christ consciousness. Whatever it is that suits you best. Brahma. Brahma is at least for the Western mind, Brahma is without connotations. So nothing but Brahma, nothing but Brahma. Brahma is my strength, vision is his gift. God is my strength, vision is her gift. Feel free. It's just language. Remember, the Course says, words are but symbols of symbols twice removed. And the Tao says, the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. And in Zen, they say, when you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. All right, what do you guys think of the little meditation? That's the secret, perception. But remember, perception is never the actuality. The map is not the territory, the menu is not the meal. What we see, all that we can see, and especially when we are still in the belief that we are an ego, and if you're in a body, you still have the belief that you are an ego, even if it's only slight. Um, so we are going to be seeing the perception that has been projected from the ego. But as we practice, whatever your practice might be, you could be practicing Taoism, Buddhism, yoga, Course in Miracles, uh, mystical Christianity, the practices of Saint Ignatius, um, the meditation of the Desert Fathers, whatever it is for you. Um, Perception begins to shift, and we see with the vision of the Holy Spirit. Again, don't get caught up in language. So if it says my name in Hebrew means gift from God, source. It's a good reminder. Every time you hear that, you think, what a gift. What a gift that has been given. What a gift that is of my existence. And truly, our existence is a gift. So it says exactly the secret is knowing about perception is what binds us to the binary. So anyone here have any interest in the Akashic Records? Because this afternoon at 1 o'clock, we have a guest who is a intuitive reader of the Akashic Records. It is Lisa Wetzel. She's a little different, so we won't be talking, unless it comes up naturally, we won't be really talking about A Course in Miracles. We're going to be talking about what are the Akashic Records? How do we ourselves? I'd like to talk to her from the viewpoint of A Course in Miracles. They say the script is written. How does the script relate to the Akashic Records? How do we use the Akashic Records, of which we can all tap into? It's helpful to be trained to tap into it, or to know someone who is trained how to tap into it, or has been given that as a gift, as what they call a siddhi in yogic terms. Psychic gift, as they call it in the Course. We can unpack our soul's purpose. Is it helpful to view the Akashic Records through the lens of the past, or should we use it as a tool to open up the future? Or can we use it as a means of accepting what's present in the moment? Make sure you ask Lisa some questions. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I'm looking forward to it. And let me get back to the question at hand that I asked earlier today. What would you rather talk about from a guest? She would come up with her. She only talks about the rosary with her husband. So her husband is Clark Strand, who has been around for a long time. Wrote a wonderful book on waking to the dark. The Black Madonna's Gospel for a New Age of Extinction and Collapse. It's a really good book about waking early before the sun comes up, when it's still pitch black, and getting outside and walking. Experiencing nature, experiencing the dark and the secrets that the dark has to tell us. Anyway, her and her husband had a spontaneous appearance from Mother Mary, the divine feminine in symbolic form, in metaphoric form of Mother Mary. And they were instructed how to use the rosary as a radical path of the divine feminine hidden in the rosary. So it's offering a spiritual practice of using the rosary beads to unlock the power, the healing, the gift of the divine feminine. Her and her husband will come up. So it's two guests for the price of one. Or she has a brand new book coming out called Mothers of Magic, Summoning the Wisdom of Our Ancestors, which is about tapping into the transformative power of, mostly, but not exclusively, our the ancestral mother. Take your pick, guys. What do you think? Which one do you want? Hey, Miss Flipper. Brahma, also a cheap Walmart brand work boot for around $20. Interesting. Are they any good? Cypress says, I will be grateful for one to arrive soon enough. I had you in mind, Cypress, when I reached out to this guest. You and I in the past have talked a bit about the Akashic Records. Miss Flipper says, Yogi, something you mentioned very briefly the other day has been echoing in my mind. Hey, Essential, how are you? Regarding initiation. Jonathan, how are you? What did I say? Did I sounded like I knew what I was talking about? I don't. um, let's see. Essential says, good, you? I'm pretty good. Longdra says, now I'm wanting to see the rosary, Yogi. I flipped. I like practices myself. I like, I'm going back to what Miss Flipper brought up, something that I said briefly. Initiation. I like the thought of being initiated into the practice of the rosary, being given this practice, and that you could wake up in the morning. A great form of meditation. It engages the senses, the gift of touch, as well as repetition of the mantra, as well as when we do any kind of beads, any kind of japa work, the breath falls into an easy, natural rhythm of just about 5.5 breaths. Breathing in for 5, exhaling for 5, as we fall into that rhythm of working with japa beads or rosary beads. What do I think of the Deepak scandal? Man, that hits home. I don't think it's a scandal. Really. I don't know. I'm a Chopra certified meditation teacher. Deepak Chopra, I got 2 signed books by him back there. Met him several times. I like Deepak. I mean, as a certified teacher, I'm also certified to teach the 7 spiritual laws of success. That title. Some people are like, oh, he's teaching material success. If you read the 7 spiritual laws of success, it's actually an essential handbook in Vedic yogic thought. So it's tough for me. Some of those statements are pretty damning. However, I don't know the context in which they were made. Was he offering them as he was working with Epstein, teaching him meditation, doing something else? I don't know. So I'm doing my best to reserve judgment until the conversation is put into context. But yeah, appearance-wise, it doesn't look good. Also, man, Epstein was already convicted, right? Or at least indicted, I believe, on sex trafficking. Now, no one's without hope. No one's beyond redemption. But if you're with certain people, then it is really hard in this day and age to not be branded. So we'll see. We'll see, James. That's the most that I've talked about it. Don't like talking much about it. Miss Pippin says, no, you simply stated that you are not attracted to the idea of initiation. Did I say that? I take it back. I don't want to say that Jesus, of all people, changed that pattern. change the pattern of receiving initiation or not receiving initiation. And it says, good evening, James. I should never be quoted, by the way. Simple says, please, Eric, and 1 second after each breath, in and out, completing the 12. Yes, there's always that pause, the kumbhaka, the retention. Jesus shifted the paradigm of rendering initiation unnecessary, or rather enabling. So I like self-initiation, initiation that doesn't require an external source. So I'm all over the place in this one, Miss Flipper. Depends on what morning you catch me. Obviously, I've been initiated in an ancient lineage of yogic meditation, as have you, Miss Flipper, because we did the secret chant, as has Kat. So, yep, 2 people here have been, 3 people, including me, initiated. It's just a way of opening energy channels. I love that thought of self-initiation, because everything stemmed from self-initiation, right? The ancient yogis, the original sages and rishis and seers, they were initiated by life itself. They were initiated by the stars, by the 108 primordial sounds that nature emits in any given moment. They were initiated by the breath that we're all gifted with. They were initiated by watching fox stretch and yawn early in the morning, by the hop of a bunny. That's right, I said bunny. All of it. And this is where they got their the asanas, the moves, the postures. So again, I'm all over the place. What did Whitman say about, do I contradict myself? Very well, if I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes. Who hasn't ever simply had an idea occur to them? Absolutely. Enabling self-initiation, annihilation that doesn't require an external source. What's the thought on initiation in Kabbalah, Miss Flipper? And it says, I contain multitudes. Me. And you too. That's the secret of relationships. Get lost within the multitude of another. Learn how to navigate the vast, endlessness, infinite landscape that someone else offers you. There is power in getting lost in another. Initiation doesn't exclude self-initiation and vice versa. Gotcha. Sepa says, Ms. Flipper, this is the alignment of our paths and sources. All right, so Long John, you still here? We're gonna go with the rosaries. Does everyone have japa beads, rosaries? I got lots of them. I got one on my door. I got a little one, handheld, that I like, made out of cedar beads, very light. Mainly, I like just having something in my hands. I like the textile feel. Anyway, if you go back and you watch our friend Bhakta Tam, taught us how to use the japa beads for chanting Hare Krishna. Sepa said, all 108 of them, yes. Ms. Pippa says, Kabbalah too has undergone a huge shift in its relationship to initiation. Which direction, Ms. Pippa? Anna says, I don't have any. Lots of places you can get them for free. We'll go over here to Amazon. So, guys, what do you think? Should I keep up the with the breathwork meditation style practice with the course? Do you guys like that? Or do you just want me to read it and offer some tips? All right, so rosary beads or Japa beads. All right, I'm seeing it as low as $7.99. Pretty. $8.99. Of course, they can be expensive too. They don't need to be expensive. They just need to appeal to you. On $9.99, many of them have the cross. I bet you if you just put in Japa beads, Sniper can talk about this. The fact that Japa beads in the yogic Hindu Buddhist tradition, 108 beads, rosary beads. Kat says, yes, keep it. Hey, Wasa, I will. I will. Thank you, Kat. I only need one person to say they like it. So let me go to Japa beads. Anyway, so you can get rosary beads. I see them for, man, with a little case too. I see as low as $6.99. I bet you Japa beads are even less. Because you're going to get them made out of like cedar. Well, depending on the stone you can get. So yeah, you can get made out of Tulsi, $6.40. I see some made out of jade, green jade, pretty, $5.99. So look under Japa beads and rosary beads and see what appeals to you. It doesn't even have to be the big 108, because you can do the shorter ones. I think like here we have genuine Tibetan 108 beads made out of sandalwood. Those are really pretty. The one that I have made out of sandalwood broke. I also have chakra beads. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to go. We're going to go with the power of the rosary. Perdisha Finn and her husband Clark Strand. I'm excited. I'm going to reach out to her. She said whatever I wanted, whatever I thought was best. Love the rosary smell. You can see the rosary really appealing to you, Miss Flipper. Semper says the Greek also had that beads. Long just says I love initiations and believe they form a bond amongst individuals. I like that. Used to be an initiation, mother to daughters, not just the maternal mother, but like mother figures, aunts, uncles, aunts, grandparents, grandmothers. I'm sorry, like all the way back. An initiation into sacred masculinity. Ancient Greek sailors use rubbed rosaries on ropes and sails, believing it ensured a safe passage and prosperity on their journeys. Hey, user. Rosary or rosemary? Oh, I love the rosemary smell. Rosary or rosemary? Miss Pip says, remember I lived Rome, home of a zillion rosaries. Hey, did you hear our friend Stephen, the guest, talking about what he considered a holy vision that he had in Italy? Lucca, Is it? Did I get that right? Luca, Loca. Causing him to write the book, The Walls of Luca. Steve Physiok. He was our guest yesterday. The Walls of Luca. He weaves in principles of A Course in Miracles. I want to get his book. Maybe I'll order today. I can get a used copy for $1.99 plus shipping. Unfortunately, I no longer have Amazon Prime, so the shipping is going to be a little more expensive. Cutting corners, cutting expenses. Miss Pippa says, I don't have one. Loca. Is it Loca? Lo? L or Luca? Lu. Two of his books. The Greek word for prayer rope, gabaskini. Gabas meaning a knot. Skinny meaning a rope. Highlights its connection to knotted tools. They're not used for prayer, but for relaxation, stress relief, or passing time, often through the rhythmic clicking of the beads. To line possible with the divine, with the 12-second pulse. All right, guys, so we're going to get ready. I got a workout to do after my walk. Appreciate everyone being here. I'm going to reach out to Perdita. I think it's pronounced Perdita. Perdita. Per is actually the handshake from Source. Cool. Let's see Pall Mall every time we're... Did they still make this? Reminds me of my early days trying to sneak cigarettes and look cool. Behind Skateland, riding there on my Huffy bike with the fake shock absorbers, my cut-off jean jacket, pretending I was a badass. Wearing my concert t-shirts that I had never been to, and my Kiss belt buckle. In Greece, we often feel relaxed because of what precedes monotheism. His Chump Epstein shirt? I don't know what that actually means. Long just says I can picture that, Yogi. Long blonde hair. Those were the days. I was actually cooler than I thought I was, and not as cool as I wanted to be. Reminds me of the Boys of Summer song. Glenn Fry. Oh, gotcha. They were both residing in Palm Beach. Gotcha. What a mess. What a mess people find themselves in, huh? I was a golden god. Briefly. Nothing sadder than the day a golden god wakes up and finds a collection of golden blonde hairs on his pillow. It's like, oh, crap. this ain't good. Wishing you a beautiful day, Anna, as well. Guys, we're gonna head out. Cat's laughing. Miss Pip says I get Palm Beach and Palm Springs mixed up. What does this say? This was a gift. I don't even remember who it was from. The reason I'm wearing it this morning is because I was wearing it yesterday, and I have a tendency to pick up the last thing that I wore and put it on to get ready to do my yoga in the morning. Thank you, Anna. Love you guys. I will see you later today, 1 o'clock for our guest. Akashic Records. Let's find out all about them. Longest says, love you and be easy. That's the plan. Hey, Enviromed. Miss Pip says, thank you, my friend. All right, see y'all. Take care.